they traded for him last year and they gave up a lot for him, and they thought he would be the ideal third line center, and it just hasn't worked. It just was a disaster. So they just traded him to Florida for a couple players, and it's so in theory they're done, and yeah, their cap, they're like right against the cap. When they have when Justin Schultz comes back from injury, which should be really soon, I think they're going to be like $500,000 away from the cap or something like that. So if they're going to make a deal, it's going to have to be like basically the money's going to have to even out. So it's possible. I mean, they're just something's not right with the Pirates. Something's not right with the Penguins. It's just
something's probably not right with the Pirates either.
No, definitely not. Just all year they've just been a little bit off. Not sure why. It's just they don't seem very interested in winning for some reason.
I feel like I kind of touched on it earlier. I feel like they know that they'll pick it up when they need to, and they go through these little ups and downs. But the good news for them is they have 2 games with the Flyers, which seems to be their punching bag recently. So it might get you back on track here. I don't know.
That's the thing.
Interested to see how they do against Carter.
Yes. Carter's first game against the Penguins. That'll be really interesting. But that's the thing with the Penguins is they just think that they could just – we call it flipping the switch. They could just turn the switch on and, now we're going to start winning all the time. It's like, well, you know what? It's February, and they're very close to – right now I think they have the second wild card spot, and they're really close to being out of a playoff spot. So you might want to start flipping that switch real soon because so far not so good.
Yeah, I agree. I think a conversation probably is going to be had, especially I think pending on what happens with these 2 games against the Flyers. If somehow we end up taking both, I think you guys might have to take a timeout and address the team and then turn that switch on.
Well, it would be really bad timing because the Penguins and Flyers play tomorrow night, and then there's that outdoor game on the 23rd.
Yeah, Saturday.
So, and the trade deadline is the 25th, I believe. So if they decide to crap out in these next, looks like 7 games until the trade deadline, that'll tell a lot to maybe there needs to be bigger moves to be made because, I mean, really for the Penguins, they're in win now mode. It sounds like the Flyers are in, well, let's wait for the future and we could, maybe next year and things like that. But the Penguins need to win now. Crosby and Malkin and their core are not getting any younger. So it's their window is closing. So they need to win now. So they need to, and that's what they do every year is they trade like all the draft picks. There's always a trade of like a first or second round draft pick, and there is like no future. There's like when Crosby and Malkin are gone, the Penguins are going to be bleak. It is going to be ugly.
I feel like that's the same outlook for our beloved fans up north in New England. Once Tommy and Bill hang them up, it's gonna look bleak for them. But yeah, I think you'll keep one of them. I don't know if both of them will stay. Sydney or Guinea. Probably get rid of Malkin, I would think. If you don't let Crosby go, he hangs him up in a Penguins uniform.
I think Crosby is going to be one of those guys that plays until like he's 40, and just because he's just such a hockey nerd, and he won't be what he was, but he'll still be an important part of the team and stuff like that. But Malkin, I think when his contract is done, I think he's going back to Russia, and that's just the feeling I get.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is Malkin going to play tomorrow?
Doesn't look like it. I think he's been practicing with a non-contact jersey. If I were to guess at the injury, it's either a hand or a shoulder that he got a few games ago. Actually, I think it was against Tampa.
Yeah, he took that awkward hit.
he took that awkward hit and then he got into that fight. So it wasn't sure if it was the hand or the shoulder or something like that. But yeah, so he's practicing but non-contact. So if I were to guess, I'd say no, he's probably not going to play tomorrow night.
It's good news.
Yeah, I'd say he kills the Flyers, but there's half a dozen guys on that team that kill the Flyers.
Well,
so
Crosby's one of them, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
So if you're a little bit older than us, then that means you've experienced both back-to-back cups. Which one did you enjoy more?
I would say the first one, because that was like I was pretty young when and just getting into the Penguins when they went on that run in the early 90s. And that was amazing. So you always remember like your first championship. But it's been pretty special with I mean they've been really lucky these past few years to keep winning, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. I'm also a Steeler fan, so I don't know what it's like to have a winning team or a team that doesn't make stupid headlines every other day. So it's nice. It's nice when a team is nice and quiet and boring and it doesn't cause all kinds of stupid drama.
There you go. Is AB coming back?
Oh God, no. Oh no.
You think that ship sailed?
He's it's ridiculous. It's like he's trying very hard to just get out.
Yeah. What happened with the domestic violence thing?
Well, that's a good question. Supposedly what happened was the one of the many mothers of one of his many kids wanted to get a haircut, just wanted to have him pay for a haircut for the kid. And he said no and get out. And she kind of blockaded herself, like she would not allow him to close the door or something like that. So that's when he pushed her or something like that. So then I believe the police looked into it and they said, do you want to make a complaint? And she said no. So who knows? It's just one every other day. It's something else with the guy. And the earliest the Steelers can possibly do something is middle of March when they could possibly trade him. So we got another month of goofiness, and then I guarantee tomorrow there will be another Antonio Brown headline of something he did or said, or maybe he sent out a weird emoji or something.
Yeah, or an appearance. Awesome. Excuse me. All right.
So what do you think happens in the outdoor game? We're notoriously not we don't win them. We're 0-3. You think your boys come down here and take care of business?
I don't know why they keep putting the Penguins in these outdoor games, and they usually do well. What do you think of the uniforms for this outdoor game?
I kind of dig them.
They're interesting. Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a big fan of them.
I like if I'm gonna say anything that I like about the Penguins, those blue uniforms are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah. But the thing about those outdoor games is they just water them down so much. Like it used to be a special thing, and now it's like they have like half a dozen every year. It's like it's not that special.
Why is Keith Urban performing at a hockey game?
Here's what I heard. This is the joke I saw somebody tweet. The executives are saying, well, it's Philadelphia, it's an urban area, so let's get somebody urban. Oh, I know. I got just the guy.
Yeah. That's good.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That's probably why the NHL has to have so many now. It's because the draw wore off so quick on just one.
Yeah.
So now they have to do multiple, and now the talent they can get in is Keith Urban.
Yeah, I mean, you could have put somebody else other than Keith Urban.
Who's an Australian country singer.
Yeah.
Everything is awkward about that.
Yeah. If you're gonna grab somebody country, go to Nashville and grab one of those guys.
Right.
Hall and Oates would have been a better choice.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
A little blue-eyed soul, absolutely.
Could have got the. Yeah. I would have been down with that.
It's funny. I went to a Hall & Oates concert. I think it was a year ago. Yeah, last year. They came to Pittsburgh, and one of them said, "Hey, we're from Philadelphia," and they thought they would get cheers, and everybody started booing them like crazy, and they couldn't understand. It's like, what is the problem? Why do you guys not like Philadelphia?
There's only a few places that are like that too. Like, you can't go to you go to Nashville. They don't care. I went to the Eagles game in Nashville this year. Those guys don't care about rivalry or opposing fans or anything like that. It was like, we just beat you. Come to the bar. We'll buy you a drink. Like, they don't care. So there's Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Chicago. There's a few cities that the deep-seated sports fan root. Not a lot though.
I wish the Steelers and Eagles would play, be in the same division or on the same conference or something like that. I wish they would play more often, because that would probably be a really good rivalry.
Yeah, I think it would. I think it would. I gotta admit, when the Eagles aren't in it, I'm a Steelers fan.
You can't say that.
I can. I just
can't
did.
say that.
Yeah, no, why not? They're the other team in the state.
No, don't give me that.
And their defense. We grew up on Buddy Ryan's defense, dude.
Stop it.
No, come on. Who else are you gonna root for in the New England?
Come on, they're in different conferences. I rooted for the Eagles against the Patriots last year in the Super Bowl.
No, you rooted against the Patriots. You didn't root for the Eagles. We can't root for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
If the Patriots were playing the Nazis, I'd be rooting for the Nazis game.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's deep-seated hatred.
I love getting that. You get the question when it's like, the Super Bowl we just had. Who do you want to win? It's like, I want Al Qaeda to win.
Yeah. But that's the thing. When they played, when the Eagles and Patriots played, there was a lot of hardcore Eagles fans that were really there and in it. But then this year, the Patriots play the Rams. I don't think the Rams have any fans. Not even in LA. I don't think the LA knows that they have a team.
Yeah, no,
No, they have two.
Yeah. I don't think they're aware of either one.
Yeah, they don't know if NFL exists, and they have two teams in their city.
Fan bases who travel well for their teams go out to LA. It becomes a home game.
That's how it's been. That's what I hear for every game. It's like there's way more away. There's way more fans of the away team than the home team, which I guess maybe that's the whole point of why I put it in LA.
There's actually a lot of Cowboys fans in LA.
Yeah. Because
Jerry Jones actually marketed the Cowboys for a long time in LA because he knew there was no team and built a fan base there.
Smart.
Yeah.
I think they have their training camp there or something like that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Very, very smart.
I'm gonna ask you a question now. I need your honest opinion. Your two of your most hated Flyers, one present, one past. I know it's hard to narrow it down to two. But
Scott Hartnell, hated him. Hate him in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I hated him for the longest time too.
Dude, you telling me I keep rooting for Pittsburgh and then you say you don't like Scotty Hartnell? Come on.
No, it took 2010 for me to all right, I kind of like Scott Hartnell now.
He was never going to come in and light the lamp like crazy.
No.
He had a specific.
He's on the ice more than the puck.
Him and Scotty Upshaw.
The current one I hate, and it's no fault, is Drew, because that one guy, and he never took down this tweet, I don't believe, but he said something like, I think we've just witnessed Crosby passing the baton to Drew as the best player in the league, and that was that was 5 or 6 years. I think that was in 2012 or something like that. And anytime I see them play, and anytime I see Drew, it's like, oh, there's that baton. Also, Also, that weird thing Drew had with the police, where he like touched their butt or something like that, or I don't know what the heck happened.
Yeah.